Already messed it up. It's great. It's going great. Okay. It looks like her hair is a bit lighter. She's got mismatched earrings that like match her hair, just like. When are they telling the story? what tense are we writing in? Point of view. To put it simply, spoilers, but he ends up being Scarlett's love interest. Where are the armbands from?
Amazon.
Oh, incredible. Phil, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Are you excited about your first Renaissance Festival?
A little bit, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're okay.
Oh, you're squinting. That's funny.
Wait, you can fly, can't you?
Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Morgan M. Steele, I'm an author, and today we are talking about milestones. So, as you may or may not be aware, the 1-year anniversary of me being back on this channel is here. It is now. I posted my first video back on January 28th of 2023, and I thought it might be nice to take a little look back, take a little look forward, check in, you know, see how we're doing, where we're going, what's coming up. And just, you know, touch base with all of you. Also, I know I just did a rewind video for my New Year's video. So this is just going to be a little bonus video. There will be a video more aligned with my usual content tomorrow. So this is just a little extra for you in the spirit of new beginnings. There, that's better. I was just starting to get like sick of my old color scheme. I don't know, like something, I love pastels and I love those colors, but something about just the bright, super bright colors, I don't know. It's kind of hard to read when I put text on them, and it was giving me all sorts of problems when I was making new graphics. You know, I thought it would be nice to shake it up a little bit, take on a new kind of vibe for the next year or so. I don't know, maybe I'll switch it up every year, but we're gonna call that the pastel era, and we are now in the cosmic era. With that out of the way, let's take a quick look back. This previous year, I tried out a lot of different kinds of content. I did some movie reviews. I did book reviews, 3 of those. I read The Ravens, I read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I also read Ice Planet Barbarians. I made some writing content, which was very fun. We covered some of the basics and some of the not so basics. We also did some reading while drunk, which is always a good time. That show is making a comeback. I'm finally doing it, so I'm getting back into that. We've recorded the finale, I have all of that, so it's coming. It's coming up the pipeline. I promise, it's on the way. I wrote 50,000 words in a month last year, which is, you know, no big deal. My 9th year in a row doing that, and this year will be the 10th when we get there. I also did 2 travel vlogs, which were both very fun. I went to the Renaissance Festival with my friends, and I went to Great Wolf Lodge with my mom. So I would like to make more of that content. I don't have any, like, trips planned out for this year, but if I do, you know, you'll see them. I think most surprising to me this year was the doll content, actually. I made it really not expecting much, and just like as a fun thing, because I collect dolls and I have for a very long time. I thought it would be, you know, cool to get into that side of the community a little bit, and the results were overwhelmingly positive. Lots of you came aboard for that content. So I definitely plan on making more. I have already more dolls to unbox. I just have to, you know, get around to that. But yeah, it was really surprising. It was really awesome. All of those videos are like the best performing on my channel. So I definitely plan on making more. I think it'll be a great time. I think my favorite videos I made last year are probably the drunk reading videos. I have a lot of fun looking back on those and laughing, and I have a lot of fun filming them as well. I have a lot of fun hanging out with my friends, reading some really shitty stuff that I wrote, and getting to like appreciate how much I have grown as a writer and how different I am now as opposed to then. So, looking forward into the next year, number 1, I definitely would like to read more books. I have a pretty long TBR list that I have not even really dug into at all. So I would like to start doing that and like to really get back into reading again this year. It's one of my, I don't even think it's an official resolution, but I definitely would like to read more than 3 books this year. I think that would be a good goal for me. Thanks to Movie Turtle, I finally have the gaming computer that I've been wanting for so long, so that opens up a lot of options as well. I'll be able to play a lot more games, I'll be able to record a lot more gameplay without my laptop screaming at me and dying. So that'll be great. I'd like to do some Sims 4 content finally. I've been wanting to for a very long time, and so I think this has opened that door. I'd like to maybe do some Stardew Valley content. I'd like to do some Animal Crossing content. I'm just working out how to record gameplay on my Switch. It involves some hardware that I don't yet have, so I'm working on that. And I'm also planning on getting into Baldur's Gate 3 this year. So I've scheduled a purchase, I am budgeting for it, and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna play it a lot, and maybe I'll make some content about that. I don't know if it'll be like the first playthrough that I record, or if I'll do one privately and then record one for YouTube. I don't know, we'll see when the time comes, but I'm, really excited to get into that finally. And I also recently got into Fortnite, which is unfortunate. I never thought that I would be a Fortnite girly, but I do play it like every day now. And I haven't touched Battle Royale, but I play the Rock Band thing and the racing one and the Lego one like a lot, and I'm level 60 something, which I also never thought would happen. And I blame it entirely on these green bitches, okay? It's their fault. They are to blame for this phase of my life, and I'm dealing with it, and it's fine. I have at least 3 Comic-Cons on the docket for this year. Definitely 2 of them. The third one, we'll see, but maybe I'll do some vlog content for those. Maybe I'll do some more cosplay content for those. We'll see when the time comes. I'm very excited for all 3 of them, so I will keep you posted. And I'm also definitely planning on going to the Renaissance Festival this year. I have a game plan for my costume. It also has to do with these green bitches. I am planning on doing a revamp of my inventor costume from last year, but switching out the yellow dress for a purple dress and going for more of a Donatello type vibe, because one of my friends did say, it's giving Donatello, and I took that to heart. So I do want to, give it that spin. And I also have a turtle shell that I thrifted like forever ago. It's like a children's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shell. It doesn't fit me. The straps are too short, so I think I'm gonna have to make new straps for it, but I think it could definitely work. And I've been thinking about like painting it to look a little more realistic for Renaissance Festival, and then I'll wear that like on my back, and that'll be great. And I think that'd really be cute, and then I'd really just have to put together like a bow staff for that costume, and then I'm pretty much good to go with a Donatello inspired fit. But yeah, like I said, I also have more dolls to open. So finally, as an author, I have many writing related plans this year. I'd like to make more videos on the writing process, on the publishing process, and all of that kind of stuff. My biggest and most important resolution this year is to publish Operation Olympian, which is the sequel to Lost and Found. If you have not read it, I will link it below. I'm planning on making it free at some point this year, the ebook at least. If you're a paperback girly, the paperback is also available. I'd like to finally publish my sequel. I've been working on it since 2018. Yeah, or like late 2017. So it would be nice to finally like finish that, that could be really nice for me. So that's my biggest resolution. I'm just waiting on some beta reader feedback so I can move forward with my editing process. But yeah, that's my biggest writing plan. And then I also would like to write a feature screenplay this year because I have a degree in filmmaking. I want to be a screenwriter, and the only thing holding me back is that I don't screenwrite. So I need to get back into that, and I need to start writing scripts again. So I have one, like half of an outline done, and I really want to dive into that this year and get that written so I can start like optioning that and figuring out my next steps for that. And who knows, there could be tons of fun surprises in store for even me this year. Last year I did not intend on making a video on Nosferatu because I didn't even know I was going to see it until a few days before that happened. And when we were sitting there, I knew that I had to post about that, so that was a total surprise video. And I'm sure there'll be a lot more moments like that this year where I watch something, or I read something, or I see something, and I just like have to talk about it. So, look forward to those. I'm looking forward to them, to those random sparks of inspiration that I will share with all of you. So, about a month ago, I asked all of you lovely people on a couple of my social media platforms for some Q&A questions, see what's going on in your heads, see what you want to know about me and the process and the channel and all of the stuff. So, here we go, diving in. Question 1, what does the self-publishing process look like? So this is a loaded question. There is a lot to do with self-publishing. I would really need a whole separate video to get really in depth into it, and I would like to do one of those this year. I think that would be great, especially because I am, planning on publishing another book. That would be the perfect time to show you like that process and what that looks like. The short answer is it's a lot of learning. It is a lot of learning everything to do with the entire process, because unless you're published through like a small press, you have to do everything yourself. I pick my covers, I either purchase them pre-made or I, commission them. I do all of my title setting with the letters. I do all of my formatting on the inside, all of my interior formatting. I had to learn about margins. I had to learn how to mirror margins and what size they have to be minimum, like on the inside, so your words don't run into the spine of the book. I had to learn about dots per inch, aka DPI, which is for any image that you're going to put in a physical copy of a book. It matters a little bit less digitally. If you're only publishing digitally, your files are going to have to be at least 72 DPI. If you're publishing physically, they have to be at least 300 DPI. And again, that's dots per inch. It has to do with like printing resolution. And so if it's less than that, if you're like publishing a physical copy of something and it's like 150 DPI or whatever, it's going to be fuzzy. So you have to have it be at least 300 DPI. And I learned that while publishing. I had to learn about ISBNs. I had to learn about copyright pages and what you need to put on those. I had to learn about an LLC and how to start that and how to run that and what kinds of paperwork you have to file and all of that kind of stuff. And this year I'll have to learn about the tax side of that because, last year I didn't really have any sales. I started my LLC kind of late in 2022, and so I just had the Amazon royalties to worry about. Last year I did a physical event where I was selling physical copies, and so this year I have to learn how to do the taxes for that as like a sole member LLC. So it's constantly learning. The whole thing is constantly learning, and a lot of trial and error and a lot of just like figuring out what works, what doesn't work, what you have to do as an author to protect yourself, because you're putting your work out there, and legally there can be a lot of things that pop up because of that. So, how to protect yourself, how to cover your ass, all of that shit. I had to learn a lot. I had to learn a lot, and I'm still learning. There are still things that I, am learning as I go. So that's it. That's what self-publishing is like. It's being your own team, and it is learning everything. And learning who to hire for the things that you can't do, and the things that you can't learn how to do. So that's the answer to that question. How long does the typical cosplay outfit take to put together? And how far in advance do you have to prepare before an event? So this depends a lot on the type of cosplay I'm doing. There are some costumes I wear that are literally just pieces thrown together. So for example, my Dr. Doofenshmirtz cosplay, I think I bought every single piece of that. Lab coat, laser gun, both of those are from Spirit Halloween. I got the crop top I wear with that secondhand from a sorority girl while I was in college. The green shorts I DIY'd. They were my mom's old pants, and I just cut them and cut them shorter. And then I wear fishnets with that. I buy those. I wear little silver boots with that. I bought those. And then the Perry the Platypus stuffy in my pocket I got at the Disney store a long time ago. So that one, super easy. Just I bought everything except for one, which is, reused, and then I just trimmed them. For something like Raven though, that one to date is my most extensive cosplay. I sewed the cape myself, I made all the gems, I sculpted them from clay, and then I painted them red, and then I painted the rings that they're in gold. I made the little gloves. That whole costume I made, except for the black that I wear underneath. I switch out the pieces. Sometimes it's a crop top and leggings. Sometimes it's more of a leotard type thing. Sometimes it's shorts, sometimes it's pants. It just depends on the temperature and where I'm wearing it. So that stuff I buy. All of the accessories that make the costume, I made all of that. So that took a lot longer. I wore it. I can hear my dog preparing to come into this room. We'll see. Yeah, so I wore it originally as my Halloween costume my sophomore year of college. I think I started gathering supplies like at least a month before then, and it took me like a solid 2 weeks to put it all together and to make it. Lots of sewing, lots of painting, lots of hot glue, like lots of hot glue. And it needs a little bit of TLC now, but it has held up for like the past 4 years. So, you know, I got some good wear and tear out of that costume. And then there's, you know, something like my Scream costume, my Girl Boss Ghostface, as it were. I bought most of it. Most of the costume pieces I wear, I assembled, but it has two what I call like showstopper pieces. So the mask and the knife, I bedazzled both of those. It took me about 8 hours to bedazzle the mask. It took me like an hour and a half to bedazzle the knife. So those, like, that took like a while, but it's just those two pieces. So if I were to say bedazzle an entire Ghostface costume and like choose to do that for whatever reason, like that would take a lot longer. It really just depends on what you're going for, A, B, like how much time you're willing to put into it, and C, like how much of it you can get away with buying. Like for the Raven stuff, I really could just buy a purple cape, but it looks so much better in like the blue crushed velvet that it is. I love that costume, and so sometimes to get the look that you're going for, you have to make it yourself. So it depends a lot. It depends on how, you know, how much time I give myself, really, because I can throw something together really fast. I'm a procrastinator, but you know, sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it's something I can do very quickly. It really depends on the costume. Question 3, what writing are you the most proud of to date? The quick answer is O Positive. It is my most recent novel. It is a vampire rom-com. It's very cozy, like coffee shop vibes. Check it out if you're interested. The slightly more difficult answer is stuff that I have not published yet. So my murder mystery that I finished last April, I really love that book a lot. I am starting to read it again to work on edits for it. I'm, you know, really excited to get into it, really excited to put it out there. I think the plot, at least, and the characters are some of my best, and I think I can get the prose there in the next draft. So I'm really excited to see what I can do with that book before it comes out. And then the other book I have coming up the pipeline that I'm very excited about is the sequel to Lost and Found, Operation Olympian. I have been working on it for, like I said, 6-7 years, and I'm very excited to be done with it, but also like editing it was really uplifting. There were a lot of changes I had to make. It was a very long process. Just one of those edits where I'm cutting out huge chunks and I'm putting in new chunks. And I'm really excited to get back into it, but it was really like, I don't know, fulfilling, because there were so many changes that I was making, but I could feel like the improvement happening, and I could feel that like everything I was putting in was a lot better than what I was cutting. And so I'm excited to get back into it and like make sure that the quality is still there after months of not reading it. But especially because Lost and Found is my first novel, I'm really excited to show people how much I've grown since then and how much I can do with those characters now. Excuse me, ma'am. Oh, ma'am. You have to be nice. It's only 5 o'clock. Come around the long way. You can do it. I believe in you. Come on. Whoop. You gonna do it? Come on, doggy. Come on. You wanna come on this side? You scared of the laptop? She was scared of the laptop. This is my baby doggy. This is Maggie. Hi. And she's begging to eat dinner even though it's half an hour early. Hi. She said, I don't know that. I can't read clocks. And I respect you for that. And that's okay. We all have different abilities. Some of us can't read numbers. Right? Could you read analog clocks, do you think? If we got you like a little analog clock, do you think you could read that? Probably not. I think this is your longest guest star appearance. Do you have anything to say to the people? Whoa! Whoa! Wow! You're so smart. High five. Okay, be careful. It's an expensive camera there. Okay. You sit right there. Okay, yeah, so anyway, very excited to put that out there. Very excited for people to see, you know, how far I've come. And I'm really excited to write the third one, too. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. That might happen this year as well. We will see. Question 4. When did you get your first Monster High doll? Did you always want to collect them, or did you just start having them as toys? So, great question. I got my first Monster High doll when I was, I believe, 10 or 11. The height of my collecting, I was age 12, and then I stopped when I was like 14-ish. My first one was Wave 1 Laguna Blue. I still have her. She's on the shelf of my room. I still have all my Wave 1 ghouls that I had originally. I kept all of those. The second one I got was, I believe, Draculaura, and then I got Frankie. Or maybe those two are reversed, but Laguna was definitely my first. And I did just get them, like, as toys, and I was like, oh, these are fun. I like that they're all different colors. I like that they all have different, like, these cute outfits. And then, you know, the movies came out. I started watching those religiously, and it was to the point where, like, every time I got my allowance, I would be at a store of some kind, like, looking at the Monster High dolls, and it really did just, like, snowball. Like, after those first 3, I wanted, like, every doll I could get my hands on. So I had a ton of them. I had a bunch of the budget dolls. I had, like, the beach dolls. I had the sleepover dolls. I got into doll customizing a little bit. If I have any of those, we'll see. I think I still have a couple customs, but I got rid of most of them because they were bad. Like, I did not know what I was doing, but I was also like 12, you know? But yeah, it's something I still really enjoy, and I'm really glad, like, this next generation is coming out and making a lot of improvements on the lore, I would say. Like, doing some really, really cool, interesting things, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. And I really like a lot of the dolls so far, obviously. I've unboxed a lot of them on the channel. I have all of those. I don't just unbox them to get rid of them. Like, I am collecting them still. So yeah, it's been really fun to get back into it and to, you know, just be able to enjoy the nostalgia from a completely different perspective. Question 5. If you could have been part of any film's production, which would you pick and what would you have done? It's not technically a movie, but I'm gonna say WandaVision because it is just so unique and special and wonderful, and I love that show so much. I love the decade aspect, and so specifically I think I would want to be like on the production design team in some capacity, whether that's doing like costume design or set design. Like, I think either of those would have been really fun. With like all of the different decades we see Wanda through. I have the big art book of WandaVision, and I love looking through it and like seeing all the different concepts that they went through. And I really, really would have loved to have my boots on the ground for that one. Like, I think that would have just been like such a special, amazing, magical project to work on. And I can only hope that there is something that awesome for me in my future. That would be really, really amazing to work on. Finally, what is one thing about yourself you think people would be surprised to know? So I was gonna say that I'm like a massive Ninja Turtles fan. I feel like I've mentioned it a couple times on this channel. I have not done like a dedicated Turtles video yet, but I have like one that's like rolling around in this head. We'll see if that happens. I started a ukulele club when I was in high school. I feel like not a lot of people know that. I feel like it's still kicking around. Last I heard, it was like still around at that school, so that, you know, my legacy. And I played the piano for a long time. I used to be like really, really into music, and I wanted to be like a music teacher of some kind or like a musician. Like, there was a whole phase I went through where I wanted to be a pop star. Like, you know, that didn't go anywhere. I did 9 years of ballet. And like dance in general. I did tap, I did all of that stuff, and I stopped when I was about 14 or like 12. I think I was like 12 at the time when I stopped. And that was really fun. I just had like a knee injury, and that was kind of why I got out of it. It wasn't like super serious, but it was painful. So it just really kind of knocked the wind out of me, and I didn't want to do it anymore. What else? Morgan's deep dark backstory. I like Skyrim a lot. That's not a secret to like Movie Turtle viewers, because I play that game with him sometimes. We need to get back into that, Connor. If you're watching, we need to get back into Skyrim. Boot up your PC right now, let's go. I'll hop on Discord. But yeah, that, you know, that was a whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else that I feel like people don't know about me? Oh, this is my party trick. I can make a fun noise with my hands. Observe. Isn't it fun? Crazy. Wild. Finally, I just want to say thank you so much to every single person who has tuned in the last year. Thank you to... Hi! Hi! You want to say goodbye? Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, everyone who has tuned in, everyone who's watching this video right now. Thank you so much for a lovely year. I can't wait to see what the next one holds. And what? Do you have any closing statements? I love you. Excuse me? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Right on the nose. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for, seeing me through all of these adventures and opportunities, and I hope there's many more in store. So that is, excuse me, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day, and as always, take your meds, drink your water, and I'll see you next week. There's a new outro. Enjoy that.